Okay, so we're going to go over the second figure it out question from chapter 8 in this video. I noticed in the previous video, previous figure it out video, that there's quite a bit of lag, and I think maybe that was because of the FaceTime camera. So hopefully it's a little less choppy this time. So the question is asking. You have a perfectly competitive market for boxes. Each firm has the same short-run total cost curve. The total cost curve is right there. TC equals 3Q cubed minus 18Q squared plus 30Q plus 50, and a marginal cost of 9Q squared minus 36Q plus 30. And it's asking to calculate the price below which a firm in the market will shut down in the short run. So the first step for this, step one, figure out where the average variable cost is minimized, because find where the average variable cost is minimized, because the firm shuts down when price is less than marginal, or price is less than the average variable cost minimum. Okay, so next question is, how do we find average variable cost? The only thing that we have is the total cost and the marginal cost. Well, remember, in the total cost function, we've got 3Q cubed minus 18Q squared plus 30Q plus 50. In this total cost function, 50 represents the fixed costs because it doesn't change when you change the amount that you're being produced. So the variable cost then is all of the terms that include Q. By including Q, you have the option of changing your costs, and because we're talking about the short run, the only thing that can change is our variable costs. So it's these terms here that represent our variable costs, and this again is our fixed cost. However, we need our average variable cost, not just our variable cost. Think back to last chapter. How do you find the average variable cost? It's just the variable cost divided by Q. You're getting the average of our variable cost. So we have 3Q cubed divided by Q minus 18Q squared divided by Q plus 30Q divided by Q. So our average variable cost is equal to 3Q squared minus 18Q plus 30. Now, I said above that the firm shuts down when the price is less than the minimum of the average variable cost. Minimum of the average variable cost is what we're looking for. So how do we find the minimum? Think back again to the last chapter. We talked about how the marginal cost curve goes through the average variable cost curve at its minimum point. So we're looking to find the average variable cost min, set average variable cost equal to marginal cost. Marginal cost is given above, so AVC equals MC. Wait for the thing to catch up. AVC equals MC. We just found AVC, it's 3Q q squared minus 18q plus 30, and we're given marginal cost above, which was 9q squared minus 36q plus 30. From here, we're just going to solve for q. So these 30s are going to cancel out, and we can bring the q squared over and bring the q over. So we got 18q equals 6q squared. Divide by q, have 18 equals 6q. And so q equals 3 at the average variable cost min. We're not quite done yet though. We have one last step. The question's asking at what price do we shut down? At what price does the firm choose to shut down? So we have the quantity, but we still haven't figured out price. How do we figure out price? Well, we can just plug this q equals 3 back into our average variable cost. So we say to find P at the min of AVC, plug in Q. So we're just going to take our Q equals 3 and plug it back into our AVC. So 3Q squared minus 18Q plus 30 equals 3 times 3 squared minus 18 times 3 plus 30. If you take your calculators out, that should come to 3. So price also equals 3. What does that price mean? Since the question is asking calculate the price below which a firm in the market will not produce any output, or what the shutdown price is, this 3 is sort of the inflection point. So if the price is below 3, if price is less than 3, the firm will shut down. Think about the lecture notes here. This is just an application of what we were talking about. If the firm can't cover its variable costs, then it will shut down. In the short run, you need to cover those variable costs. In this case, if the price goes below 3, then the firm won't be able to cover their variable costs, and because they can't cover their variable costs, they'll shut down. And that is the end of this problem.